Hello there, welcome to the podcast. That's right, this is a podcast. Um, but it's gonna be like a free podcast, you man. You don't have to pay for this. You don't have to install different apps. It's not like you have to go on Spotify for this. This isn't on Spotify. It's only on YouTube. Uh, and this particular podcast is going to be kind of controversial. So get yourselves ready, my friends. We're already around 30 seconds in, so I'm going to start saying some controversial stuff. Don't worry, it's not going to be race based or anything like that. I'm mainly just saying this. By the way, I'm British, and this is mostly going to be about America. I don't hate America. I kind of like America. It's pretty cool, but I'm only talking about this because it's been in the news recently and everyone's been going on about it. So I kind of wanted to give like my own opinion on it. You know, if everybody else can do their own opinion, then I can do my own opinion. I'm British, but I speak quite American, and quite a lot of people seem to think I'm American. If you think I'm American, I'm not American. I am British. I live in England. I've been in England my whole life. I've never even been to America. It's just I used to put on a fake American accent because I was afraid that if I put on my normal British voice, my normal British accent, which is more like this, uh, that people would find me kind of too British to understand, or people would be like, "Oh, he's British," because us British people get quite a lot of hate on the internet, especially from Americans. But that aside, right? Let's get ready for the podcast. So number one, abortions. This is right down the rabbit hole. We started off at the tip of the iceberg from me saying hello, and now we're already under the ocean. I think abortion should be legal. Because I mean, like all those videos, right? This is gonna feature a few words which kind of like, if you've had it happen, it would probably trigger bad memories, and you don't want that. So go off if you don't like any like controversial kind of words about this. I'll give you 5 seconds. No. I'll give you 5 seconds from now. There. Okay, that's it. That's the 5 seconds. So we've got rid of all the people who didn't want to hear it. But so say if I have to say this YouTube as an example. If a man rapes a little girl, she's like 15 or like 16. She's like 15, and a man who's like 27 rapes her, and she gets pregnant from that. Now, if the guy does that, he's gonna get jail time when he gets caught, isn't he? But I think he'd get around there. What was it? Wouldn't it be like 20 years, maybe 30 years of jail time? Probably only like 10 or 20 years. Was it? But if the girl gets an abortion, she'll probably get 40 years or 30 years. She gets more than her attacker did. And so I don't think abortion is technically murder. There's a line between where it's just abortion to a murder. And I think that's kind of like the line between whether the baby is fully conscious, fully aware, and has a fully normal developed brain at that point. Like that developed enough while it's still inside the womb, you know. It's like to the point where it can detect things very easily and it knows what's going on. That's kind of more alive. But if it's like only just been created, or it's only been alive for like a month, it's only been existent for a month in the womb, then that thing isn't very conscious. So, or I feel like if they wanted to, they could technically just give birth and then put the baby up for adoption. But that would be kind of difficult and kind of painful, and it could also kill the very very sadly very young mother, because childbirth can be damaging to the body to an adult. So if a kid goes through that, it's not as high of a chance that they'll make it. The baby or the kid. So that's kind of sad. But you know what I mean, right? So like, I don't think it should be counted as murder. I don't think it should be counted as killing. If the baby's been born and your brain is like, and your brain was killing the baby, and your brain knew that you was doing it, and you was doing it like with a knife and your own free will, if you killed a baby that was already born, then that's child murder. That's killing a baby. But if it's only because you can't give birth at that age, and you don't want to have to go through the pain of giving birth, and you also don't want that baby to have to go through life having such a young parent, and you also don't want to have a kid because of how young you are, and of course, nobody would want to have a kid at that young because it would be a nightmare, then I feel like that would not be counted as murder. It only should be counted as murder if the human being is fully conscious, fully aware of what they're doing, and they're doing it with an intent, apart from just trying to get rid of the baby so they don't have to, give birth to a baby when they're dead young. Right. So that's that done. Keep in mind that these are my opinions and your opinions may be different. Okay? The next one, gun control. Now this is in several parts of the world, not just America. America is where it's heavily talked about. So I'm gonna first talk about the gun control policies, I'm pretty sure, in England. In England, you have to have a license to own a firearm. In fact, I'm pretty sure you have to have a license to own a BB gun, because England is not a very gun-safe place. You can find a few gun stores. There's a gunsmiths from where I live. It's like a 2-mile drive, I'd say, 2 or 3 mile drive. So it's quite far. Actually, it's like a 5-mile drive. It's pretty far. But that's the only gunsmiths that I know near me for probably 20 sorry, no, not that long, 5 hours away. A 5-hour distance radius, that's the only one which I know of. Was it? And I only know it because it's on the route where my taxi takes me to school, so yeah. So I think that there should be certain rules, for one, on places like private property, which isn't the gun owner's property. The gun owner shouldn't be allowed to take their gun onto private property unless they have the private property owner's permission to take the gun there. Number 2, not in school. Shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a school. In fact, I feel like you shouldn't be able to have a gun if your house is located within 200 meters. In fact, no, 500 meters of a school. Just to be sure. 3, guns should only be sold to people who are heavily trusted, as in they should have to have quite a load of experience with guns in the past. They must already have a license. They have to be proven I know how to handle a gun. I have a gun license now. I mean, you have to have a gun license. You have to have ID so they know that you're of age to buy one. You have to buy the ammo separate to the gun. You'd also only be able to get the gun with no ammo in, and then you'd have to wait a 5-day period between the gun and the ammo. That's what I think. So then that way they know that you can, if you can be trusted with the gun itself, then you might be trusted with the ammo. But you have to have 5 days without any problems with the guns. And that includes no aiming it at anybody, no using it as a way to get any upper hand in anything, and not using it to rob a bank or do anything else. So I think that gun laws, they're kind of difficult to do, especially because of what America has had happen to the education buildings, if you know what I mean, the schools in America. There's a lot of jokes about them on the internet, which I think are going way too far at this point. It's not really funny anymore, because literally so many deaths have happened by it, to the point where, come on guys, that's not funny, that's literally just really bad humor. Even dark humor doesn't take it that far. Dark humor jokes would be something I don't know, something about orphans or something. But it's still sad, and you're nah, you can't be saying that. But there's also a fine line in dark humor where it's still a bit funny, but it's very dark. And then there's this is serious, this isn't funny, this is an actual problem. And then there's this is more than just serious, this is a problem which is probably going on in the person who sold the joke's head. And that person needs to go see a psychiatrist. If you have a load of wooden creaks, it's because I'm walking around my room while I'm saying all this. You're lying face down on the bed. That's what the camera's doing right now. It's lying face down on the bed. How's it's only recording down? Let's say I'll lift it up. This is what you guys want. Alright. What else would there be? Healthcare. Right, healthcare. So I don't feel like I should be as obligated to speak about this as I probably am going to anyway. Because I live in Britain, where, if you didn't know, healthcare is basically free. Because, the government, I'm pretty sure, pays for the healthcare here. But in places like America, it's sadly not free. And not only is it not free, it's not cheap. Hell, I've seen what happens in American hospitals. Sorry, but you're gonna need a bandage on that arm because it's like all damaged. And because we got a doctor to look at your arm to tell if it was fractured or not. So the doctor is gonna charge you $500 for his 30 seconds of time looking at your arm, and also $700,000 for that one bandage you're getting on your arm now. I'm convinced some Americans, if they get hit by a car or something, they'd rather just be killed there and then than be told, yo, call an ambulance. Don't worry, bro, I called an ambulance, you're all okay. Because they're going to be like, no, don't call an ambulance. I don't have money for that. Ambulance rides in America cost around 1,200 quid. $1,200. In England, they're basically for free, but they're struggling now because doctors and nurses aren't being paid enough. Which is something I feel sad about. They deserve to be paid all the money that they need to make a living. But apparently some people just decide that shouldn't happen. And in America, you have to pay for basically all your healthcare. So here's one tip for Americans. This may seem kind of stupid, but trust me. If you ever get injured, like to a point where you've got like a broken arm or something like that, and it's already like in a cast and you've already spent like $500 on getting the cast and if it's like recently broken and it like keeps getting more damaged, try and get a flight to the UK. Everyone, why would I fly to the UK? Because apparently in the UK, I'm pretty sure it's free for everyone, including people who just came here from a different country. Tourism, I'm pretty sure, gets it for free. And if not, you can just buy a few first aid kits. In England, I found a first aid kit. It's in a store. It's a green bag. It's not very big, but it has like medical gauze, bandages, a bit of medical tape, stuff like that all in it. And that cost me like £3. And it's like a full first aid kit. If you ever get like headaches or like body pain, you use paracetamol and stuff like that to just relax you a bit more. Antibiotics. So basically, you'd have all that. You just come here and you get the meds, and then you just fly back. And then that way, you've got medical supplies in case you need it. Because first aid kits in other parts of the world are a lot more expensive, apparently. Probably in America as well, because I doubt some stores even probably sell them. It's probably more of a just you have to buy them from the medical places. Okay, what else is there to talk about? Right, the war. Now, as a British person, I am on Ukraine's side. I feel like Russia's being way too evil with the way that they're doing this. Plus, I remember that Ukraine signed like a peace treaty thing with Russia, saying, "Hey, Russia, if we give you all of our missiles, will you be peace with us forever? Will you be at peace with us?" And Russia agreed. Russia went okay, you give us all your missiles, and we'll be free. We'll let you go if you give us like basically almost all your missiles and all that. And then Ukraine agrees to that. And now what's happening? Russia is attacking Ukraine, and not only that, Russia's most likely launching their own nukes, their own missiles at Ukraine. Ukraine is getting shot at by missiles which they gave to Russia. Other countries are getting hit by failed missile shots. And of course, that one time when it apparently happened, it was Ukraine's missile. And then Russia was probably just like, well now NATO's going to come after you because you just hit one of their members. But NATO is a type of thing where we're like, we forgive Ukraine because it only hit like 2 people, only killed 2 people, and it probably only did like 100 or 200 quid worth of damage. Not only that, it's the fact that Ukraine is only launching missiles to defend themselves from Russia's missiles. So I'm on Ukraine's side. Quite a load of other countries are on Ukraine's side. Some of them are on Russia's side. And I don't mean to be like this, but I have to be like this. Ever notice how quite a lot of the countries that are on Russia's side are sometimes like countries that are just country-sized prisons? I mean, I'm pretty sure North Korea is on Russia's side, because Russia's also kind of against America right now, because America's helped defending Ukraine. So Russia's kind of against America. Who else is against America? North Korea. Yeah. But North Korea is also the country where, you can't have, you can't have unique hairstyle. You have to have a set type of hairstyle. There's only a few TV channels. Hardly anybody can afford a car. Rent in that place is super expensive. People die of starvation in their houses every day in that country because food just costs too much. And they just can't get any of that currency. So basically what I'm saying is, I feel like if any country should be responsible for all the damages done, it should be Russia. And just one thing, I know Putin will never see this, but if anybody ever does get the ability to speak to him, please just straight up tell him, mate, there's no point in trying to kill Ukraine. For one, they've done really well at defending from you, and they've basically not lost any of their landmass, and I'm pretty sure they're starting to gain some of yours. So, you're going to start to lose land. For 2, you really don't want to lose land, because, think about this, when this thing's over, if it is over eventually, you're going to have to pay all of those costs. And the less land you have, the less factories you can build to make your money back, so you can afford to pay them again. Judging by the fact you're having to deal with other main countries, like companies leaving your country, and you're having to go with off-brand versions of McDonald's and stuff, at that point, you're kind of screwed, because if McDonald's is giving up on you, everything is given up on you. McDonald's doesn't entirely care where they're located. They'll take it. They'll take that building, and they'll be like, okay, well, that's McDonald's now. So, if McDonald's is leaving your country and not having any more of its buildings up in your country, that's a sign that McDonald's is just like, yeah, nah. If you've got a fast food company so angry with you that they just quit, they all just leave your country entirely, and then you have to get a replacement of them, then at that point, you do need to give up. Because at that point, I don't know, they might send Ronald McDonald after your ass, and trust me, he will not let go. He does not give up, okay? You might have to get that weird purple thing to come after you as well. Anyway, what was it? So I feel like Russia's more or less at fault, and Russia should probably end up stopping before they end up doing so much damage that they won't have enough money to be able to afford to pay it all back. Because they're also losing quite a lot of people in this war, probably more than in World War One, because World War One was just a stalemate. So that's going to be a lot of deaths, a lot of building destruction for both sides. And to be honest, what happens if one of your missiles hits a wrong place? What if one of your missiles goes into Chernobyl or something? Chernobyl gets hit. Bang, explosion. Yeah, now you got the elephant's foot no longer in one location where it can easily be sealed up and blocked off. Now it's broken out of the building and is now spreading everywhere else. Well done, you just infected like 1/3 of your entire environment for both of the countries. For both Ukraine and Russia have now lost a pretty big chunk of their land to radiation and poisoning and fumes. Wait a short time and you'll see a goddamn headless deer running across your road. Okay, so we've done all the main topics. So I'd like to just what's that? This is where I'm gonna end the video because it's already 20 minutes long, and 20 minutes of me talking is how you kill someone. So we're gonna stop in a second. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching this video and kind of like finding out my opinions on things. Okay, if you don't like my opinions, then that's fine. I actually, you know what? I'm gonna do one more, just one more, real quick. This will be a quick one. Uh, the LGBTQ plus community. I'm gonna say a few things right here, right now. For one, I'm pansexual. For two, I have he, him as my pronouns. I also go by they, them because I mean, sure, go ahead. If you want to refer to me as they, them. Uh, I don't have any of those kind of more odd pronouns. I'm not going to make fun of people who have them. But I mean, there are a few people who have things like clown self and demon self. I don't have that. I'm just he, him, himself, stuff like that, yeah? And they, them, themselves. 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 Yeah, that's it. Themselves, right. So, I support the community. However, was it well like I support the community. I support whatever your sexuality is, as long as it's all good in the neighborhood. I even support trans people. Sure, go ahead. You want to be trans? Do it. I'm supporting you on this one. What's that? But this is a pretty big but here. Okay, it's not a very big but it's a pretty big but. Um, I won't be supporting people if they're doing like if you have like the Pride parade, sure, go ahead, that's pretty sick. But like, please don't with the protests. It's annoying. It blocks traffic. It stops people from doing their life and living their life normally, and it's kind of just a big obstruction. Also, some of the countries that don't support it, and it's not for just like religious reasons. They just don't support it because they don't want to. That's all cool. That's fine. Don't support it. But like, if you're like from one of those countries which doesn't support it, could you just not support it and just leave it at that, please? You don't have to make really low quality garbage Sigma edits on YouTube Shorts and post them with your country saying like, "I will never support the LGBTQ," or that clip where Jamie Vardy kicks the LGBTQ flag. People saying, "Oh wow, oh wow, no way." I'm pretty sure he apologized for that. I think he did like "I'm sorry." Also, apparently he's supposed to just be kicking the flag anyway, even if it isn't LGBTQ. I think he just kicks the flag quite often, and he didn't care if it was that flag. In which case, good for him. I wouldn't care if it was that flag. If I was given the option to destroy a flag for no reason, whether it was that flag or the other flag, well, see, he didn't destroy the flag. He destroyed the flag pole. Also, he was basically just defending the logistics of life because that was a pride flag on a straight flagpole, and that doesn't make any sense. So he kicked it so that it would no longer be a straight flagpole. But yeah, I'm fine with all that. Just certain things like no huge parade things. If your religion doesn't allow you to was it like be on our side and all that, then just don't be on our side. But like don't hate us. We're just wanting to live our lives. There's nothing wrong with a guy liking a guy or a girl liking a girl. We're really all just weird creature things anyway. However, there are a few things that I don't support. People are trying to turn things such as zoophilia into a sexuality. And I know sexuality and genders are two kind of different things, but at the same time, they're trying to turn zoophilia into a sexuality. There even is apparently a pride flag for them. In which case, no. Please no. You think that's bad though? It can get a bit worse. Mapsexual. Mapsexual. Map stands for not maps as in map as in like it tells you where to go from where you are, A to B. Hey, if you take a left turn, you can get a 5-minute detour route, which would cut 5 minutes off your total trip. It's not like that. It's not sat nav or anything like that. No, map is a what's it called? I think it's like an acronym, right? Is that what it's called? Like where it's like the letters stand for the words. Basically, it stands for minor attracted persons. Don't think I have to say it, but I'll say it anyway. Pedophilia. Pedophilia. That's right. That's about our sexuality. And there are a few people on the internet that support that. And to those people, please get some help. Visit a therapist. Visit a therapist, please. Visit a therapist. Because some adults, especially parents, when they're at a kid's park, they're taking their kids to the park, and they see a little kid, and the kid's just acting kind of stupid. He's messing around on the parks, he's messing around on all the climbing equipment. Oh, that kid's so cute. How he's messing around like that. Oh, they're so cute when they're young. They grow up so fast, don't they? See, that's okay because you're just saying oh, he's like a person, but younger and little and not as smart as an adult. And I'm yeah, but the whole younger, smaller, not an actual small, not a small adult. It's as in it's a human body that's small, but with a smaller brain, a younger memory, a younger life, a younger current total lifespan, and a fresh part of his memory is quite fresh. So anything he remembers will probably anything bad he remembers will be something that will stick to him for his entire lifetime, such as oh yeah, being spoken to or having anything bad happen to him between him and a weird creep he found at the park. Okay, don't trust that. That doesn't seem trustworthy. So yeah, to those lot, please go visit a doctor. Go seek some form of mental help, because that is not normal. That is not a normal humanoid behavior. That's what psychopaths and people that are horrible think. Please don't. Okay? And especially do not ever physically have any of those interactions. Okay? If that is a thing which is going on in your mind, please keep it in your mind and just leave it there, okay? It can stay in your mind. It's bad if it stays in your mind, but it's not as bad when it's staying in just your mind to your own thoughts compared to you physically having something like that happen. Because if you actually do that, I mean it, I hope to God that you either visit some form of psychiatrist and get physical and mental help. And if you do it with full intent more than once, on God, I mean this. I'm going to say this loud enough for YouTube to hear this. I hope you get hit by a car. I hope you get hit by a car. I hope it doesn't kill you, but I hope it breaks several of your bones and you are in pure and utter agony for all those months till your bones can heal up. And I hope to God as well that when people find out what you are after you've been hit, that they just stand there and they watch as you scream in agony not calling for an ambulance, not calling for paramedics, not doing first aid, just watching as you desperately fight for any breath of oxygen to keep you alive as your bones are literally dust on the floor. I want your body to be wet sandbags, the sand being your bone dust, and the wetness being your human blood, filling the spaces where your bones should be, where they aren't anymore from the car hitting you with such force. Anyway, make sure you guys like and subscribe to me if you support what I do, and if you want to see more amazing videos, actually videos which I do have the mental capacity to do, and videos that aren't like this, where it upsets me to bring it up because my brain's just like, nah. Also, because this can kind of get too controversial to the point where Twitter tries to try and kill me. I don't even have a Twitter anymore, but they probably end up force feeding me my Twitter account just so they could punch me in the face with a "you're cancelled" symbol. Bang, you're cancelled, that's it. So, I don't really like doing this, but I wanted to get this off my chest so I wouldn't have to do it anytime in the future. Also, because I do kind of go into a bit of a controversial talk sometimes on my live streams, and so to get it out of the way, I decided to shove it into one video, so you guys would only have to hear it from this one video. Also said I'd end this at 20 minutes, and it's now 31 minutes, so I'm really going to end this in just a second. So if you want to see more of my content, subscribe, put on the notification bell if you want to get it recommended to you. If you don't want the stuff to get recommended to you, feel free to turn it off. Trust me, I'm subscribed to like 50 channels. I'm not even 50. I'm subscribed to like 200 channels. I get notifications pretty much every single day. So I've had to go to a lot of the YouTubers that post very often, and I had to click on their notifications and click like, click like don't show me notifications, or like only show me like important ones and stuff like that. So I don't get as much spammed videos up. I mean, I know that a lot of them aren't spammed, basically none of them are. They're all different pieces of content. But it feels like spam when I check on my YouTube every morning and I have over 9 notifications and only one of them is from a comment. A comment which I made like 2 months ago. And then everything else is from like YouTubers just making videos. So feel free to not turn on the notifications if you don't want to. If you want to, I'm all with that. But if you don't want to, then that's fine. As long as you sub, that'd be good. If you want to sub to me but you don't want any more of my videos, I'm pretty sure you can click subscribe and then you can just click like don't recommend this channel when one of my videos pops up on your feed. And then that way you're still subscribed to me, you're still giving me some help in the algorithm, but you're just basically a ghost person. If you liked what I said in this video and you support it, put a like. If you didn't, or there were certain parts of it which you didn't like, put a comment in the comment section below. That's if comments are enabled, because YouTube likes to randomly take down comments for my videos and just disable them entirely. So if it is disabled, which it most likely will be when I first post, I will edit it and set it to see if I can change it to comments enabled. So with all that basically said, like if you want to, subscribe if you want to have notifications on, you can do that. If you want any of your friends to see my channel, feel free to share my channel with them. I think if you click on my channel and then you click on about, and then you click on that little link, I think you can click on that link and it'll let you copy the link and you can send that to others so others can find my amazing content and also watch it. I will probably start doing another few more live streams because I haven't done live streams in quite a while. I think the last one I did was a couple of days ago, and that was on Rec Room. But between then, and the time before that where I did a stream, there was like a 5-month gap between that stream and the one where I did Rec Room recently. Also, the main reason I haven't been making any like videos or content for the last like 3 days or something is mainly because I went camping. So yeah, if you've seen the video, which I'm pretty sure I put up, it should be on my shorts. It's just a video of me lying down in a tent and all you can really see is like the flashlight which I've stuck on the ceiling of the tent, spinning round with all my stuff all over the floor. That was me in the camp. So yeah, see you guys next time. Love y'all and goodbye.